Good morning. Namaste. Welcome. Welcome. Good to see you. Hi, Bambi. Good to see you, Suman.
Good morning, Suju.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm just like
Hi,
letting the
Auntie.
lazy ones join in. Hi, Mitali. So good to see you. Good evening to you. Nimisha.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah. Okay. So, what we are going to talk about today was a very nice quote that actually Srishti and Tanvi pulled out. And as I was reading it, I think just reading this quote is empowering, isn't it? Just reading this quote, and I'm going to read it out to you. The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself. It's such a big thing to say, how to belong to oneself, because most of our suffering comes through wanting to feel that sense of belonging. And usually we link that to other people. So, how in the greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself, as within you is the light of 1,000 suns. The light of 1,000 suns. That speaks a lot, isn't it? How much energy, how much power, how much stillness, discipline. I mean, you can go on talking about the sun and its qualities endlessly, isn't it? But that power of the sun that wakes each one of us up, that gives us that energy, that brings in the day for us to get up and move. Within us, we have like 1,000 times that power. And I know that, okay, if we were to say, how many of you think that you have that power within you? We may or may not be exercising it or be in touch with it, but do you believe this? Just give me a thumbs up if you do. Come on, Srishti, Tanvi, at least you give me a thumbs up. Yeah, Mona, absolutely. We actually have so much of power, physical, mental, emotional. I would say emotional and mental more than the physical. Okay, we have physical limitations, we understand. But to deal with anything, to make yourself feel that sense of belonging to oneself, that self-love is what we need to really create for each one of us, because that's where we are kind of falling short and putting a lot of focus outside. The moment we shift and we start giving ourselves whatever it is that we are expecting from the people around, and mostly from our loved ones, the ones who we know very closely, that's where we kind of feel a sense of disappointment, and we feel a sense of not belonging. But my true belief is that we really belong where we are. And just owning yourself, accepting yourself in the way that you are, will drop off so much that baggage that you're carrying on your backs. Because we're always wanting to kind of turn things around, or make ourselves in a particular way, look physically in a particular way, behave in a particular way, do things in a particular way. And if you really ask yourself, why are you doing that? And I would say that most of us do that, or the conditioned way of thinking, when we behave or act in that way, is to make us feel validated by others, to make us feel, that others will accept us or appreciate us more, because we are a particular way, because we want that sense of belonging from others, if I may just say it. But that actually separates you, because what is it that separates you from your true self? Maybe not true self sounds sometimes very big. I was just doing a session today morning with someone, and I loved her words, because she said, I just want to be my best self. I just want to be my best self. And that's not difficult, because those parameters that you're trying to reach and kind of overcome are just set by you. Who's judging you as best? For someone who's in bed till 12 o'clock, it could be best. For someone who's up at 5 or 6 in the morning, they could be the best. So it has to be okay with you. Just drop the periphery, just make that thing more narrow, and just come into your own self and work or set your things for your life with that and not anything else. That is what is going to take you ahead. The more we are putting ourselves out to appease others, to feel that, others will accept me more if I'm in a particular way, or I am weak in some way, or I am not able to do certain things. That's where we kind of judge ourselves and put ourselves down. So catch yourself when you're feeling uncomfortable. Okay, somebody said something or something happened that kind of disturbs, or even people say that, just because these things happen around me, I lose my confidence. Now, we've heard ourselves saying like this, isn't it? That such and such a thing happened and I just lost all my confidence. That's not true. You did not act up to the way that your mind had thought you should have in the ideal way, and that's why you couldn't sort of follow it up, or do it in a way where um, it didn't match up to your thought, or what you had already set in your mind, or what you had perceived, and hence you felt that, yeah, I'm not confident. But really, the confidence comes from feeling confident with yourself and telling yourself, okay, we'll try better. Start having these conversations with yourself. Give yourself that, that pat on your back. Applaud yourself for doing, even taking a few small steps. And you will see that that will help you to build or connect yourself to your best self, to that power that you have within um, each one of you. And just as I was mentioning to Romila auntie that, her red cardigan makes me remember school. And so I'm just quoting this because this just happened with me a month or so back. We had a 40th school reunion in December. And being one of the best schools in Delhi, best education at that point, I would say, I feel so. Um, we had this 40th reunion. And when I was in school, I remember I was always, the one who was, I wouldn't say a backbencher. I was very intelligent, academically very good, but never the one to put myself out. Never the one to put myself out, as in, never participating in any extracurriculars, never being the one chosen for dramatics, elocution, all that. Just happy where I was. But I always envied those girls who were always chosen to be in the Cadbury March Past, or in the, in the elocution, always on the stage, chosen for the dramatics, who could just speak up, the ones who were like, having various different hairstyles and their skirts rolled up to the middle of their thighs. We were very sure that our skirts never crossed the middle of our knees. So we always, at least I always envied them, but never had that kind of courage. I wouldn't say confidence, never had that courage to put myself out, because I felt I lacked all that. So I was always one of those few, 4 or 5 girls who were always into studying, exchanging notes, what one missed in class, what. So, and that, very happy and satisfied with that. And here, 40 years later, so I passed out from school, in 1983, and satisfied with what I was, but always had that thing that, wow, I wish ma'am had, my ma'am had picked me up for that, or could I have even recited this speech or stood up for that elocution? No, I was never in that category at all, but always dreamt of being up there on the stage. And now, 40 years later, when I met so many of them who may be like, maybe TV actresses, someone on stage, someone being a celebrity here, there, which I'm sure in every groups, every schools there are. A lot of them came up to me and said, wow, we admire you. We follow you on Facebook. We kind of, really look up to the work that you do. And that gave me so much confidence. I mean, it really gave me a high, to tell you the truth. And I'm sharing it here because now I feel very comfortable with where I am. I'm still not out there. A lot of people, I mean, Srishti, Tanvi only here, and so many other of my friends say you should put yourself up, raise your number on Instagram and Facebook and all that. But I'm very happy where I am. And I'm very okay and comfortable with myself. I may still not be able to put myself out there on the screen, but I'm here on the screen and I'm very happy with where I am. And I think that's really connecting to that power that you have within you and using that power. What happens is that we all know that we have a little part of us that has so much of strength, but we never get to connect to it. We're not able to really connect to that part of us, which is our true strength, if I may say. And as I speak about it, and as it kind of, it's sinking in, it's making me feel that, wow, how wonderful to think that, you're as strong and as powerful and maybe 1,000 times more powerful than the sun that we pray to every morning. At least I pray to every morning. Because we are getting that strength to live, to breathe, to do whatever we need to. When the sun sets, our day also sets, and we are kind of, um, finished for the day. And then next day you get up, because this, in a way, in the background, the sun is providing us everything, isn't it? So if we also feel, if we also realize that we have that bright sun shining inside us, whatever might be outside, and that energy within us that we have can be used to do whatever you wish to do, whatever you wish to do, whatever you wish to create for yourself, you have that energy within you. Somebody has to just show you that. And most of you who are attending these talks or are here would understand that something sparks inside you when you hear such talks, not just by me, but by so many other speakers, or when you look at things in this way, you also wish to ignite that part of you, which is very strong. For me, truly, I was very ignorant, and I never thought that I had that ability or that strength, till such a time that, life turned over and I had to put myself out for survival. It's like survival of the fittest. In the same way, I would say that I would pray for each one of you that you also have that turnaround and see that power within each one of you, but not in a situation where it is like really to survive. At least not survive in the external world, but internally survive inside, connect to that potential that you all hold within yourselves. Because that is more important for survival than what is in the external world. Food, water, shelter, everybody will provide. You will get, nobody will, go from this earth without that. What you really need is to connect to that powerful energy to help you to be more emotionally and mentally stable and really live your life to the fullest. That's really my intention. And in every talk, I say that I want each one of you to not waste a single breath, forget about a day. And once you have thought that you have that power, once you tell or reprogram yourself that, yes, I have that power within me, you will see that how easily that platform will be laid out for you in front of you to take the necessary steps. Stop judging yourself. Please speak, Sishti. I'm not wearing my glasses and I can't read.
No worries, Auntie. I was little shy on speaking it out. That's why I sent you a direct message. But it is actually coming out listening your incident that you just shared. It was so courageous, first of all. So my question is that how is it that sometimes a victimizing situation makes you so comfortable in it that you want to be there, but actually from the heart of it, you want to come out of it?
So firstly, there is no situation that is victimizing. I'm sorry, I'm very happy that you are asking this, because we are going to just dissect the statement that you have said. There is no victimizing situation. It is our belief that it is a victimizing situation. Every situation is only to empower you. The universe is only pushing you, like I said, into the deeper end that you learn to swim. But if you feel I can't swim, you'll just drown. So till the time you can't come into a situation where you feel, so what would be victimizing? Let me just not leave it at that, because I think you've spoken for so many who feel that I don't think there's a way out of here. And that's why you feel victimized. But there is always a way out. There are always two ways. And sometimes you feel I'm at a dead end. I just don't know what to do. And it's very easy to pick up the phone and tell someone, oh, this happened. And they'll say, oh my God, poor you, blah, blah. That's the conditioned way of being, because things are not working in the way that you had expected or you had anticipated, or the ideally perfect way. But that's not true. So much is changing every day. Every moment, energies are changing. Can we not look at that situation, which our mind, the moment we've said it's a victimizing situation, now, even when people say, oh, but that's very difficult, I immediately correct it. You're already going into something thinking it's very difficult. How is it going to be easy? You're already anticipating the worst, isn't it? Then it is going to be difficult. So catch yourself, because you're carrying that energy within you. It is difficult in a way because it's unknown. I don't know what lies ahead. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. I don't even know what the next hour or the next minute is going to bring into my life. But if I'm already sitting on the edge, not trusting, not just myself or the people around me or life, but not just trusting the universe and understanding that God is never against you. Whatever runs, I don't even want to use the word God. Whatever this life is, it's nothing is against you. Everything is for you. So let's move out of these lower categories of things wanting to work this way and this way and this way and this way. You are your own biggest strength. Nobody else can support you or, take you ahead that much as you can yourself. Yes, you may need a mentor, you may need a guide, you may need somebody to kind of show you the way. And if there is nobody who can physically show you the way, or you may say that I don't have a mentor or I don't have a guide or somebody, then you have to understand that the universe is there. Try speaking to the divine, try speaking to yourself, try speaking to life and ask for what is it that you want. Ask that I maybe show me the path. But don't, I mean, you were like I said the other day, we were having an inner child clearing. You were not, you were born as a perfect child. There was nothing wrong with you when you were born. Our conditioned thoughts and our ways of growing up and, what all we think and how we see people and all that, we judge ourselves. And that's an image that we form. So, okay, if this does not happen, or if this situation has happened with this person, they are victimized and they cannot get up and move ahead. But I don't believe that 1%, not even 0.1%. So till the time you don't start believing that life is with you, for you, nothing will work out. So start changing this thought that, yeah, okay, it's not comfortable. I was doing a breath work with somebody and she was like, I want to get up and run away. But you have to just breathe and breathe through that discomfort, because you're here to be your best self, as she quoted. So you have to go through those birthing pains. And actually, I'm here to talk about that program as we go along in this session. But yes, Khyati, thank you for being here, and I would love to hear from you.
Hi, thank you. So
Hi.
I just wanted to share that it's like I logged in a little late and I had forgotten that you had the session today, and I saw that okay, it's going on. I logged in and you just said what I needed to hear. So since morning I've been feeling super overwhelmed and stressed and panicking and literally palpitating because I have um, a lot of stuff that I have to do in the next 2-3 days. I have to shift my house, I have to pack, and then there's work, and then there's my child. And I did not even realize that I was overwhelmed. And just hearing from you that, we need to stop judging ourselves and be kind to ourselves, and uh, a reminder that I do have it in me to
Yeah.
be able to do everything calmly. So it's yeah, it's a reminder. Though I mean, it's something that I've conditioned myself to always remember. But then we do tend to forget the how to keep connected to our authentic self and not worry and be kind and be gentle on ourselves and not judge ourselves. But then something happened and we immediately start judging ourselves. Like I was thinking, oh shit, I can't do this. I can't do it only. मैं कर ही नहीं सकती हूँ, मेरे में तो है ही नहीं, I'm तो so lazy this morning and I'm so tired this morning, and I was forcing myself to get up and try to do everything, and in that process I became so stressed that I just gave up everything and lied down on my bed and logged into the session. So
Yeah. So the universe put this session, and you have to understand that, it's like the moment you say that I can't do it, then your body and your mind says, okay, forget it. I'd rather lie in bed than to get up and even try, because I can't do it. That's your belief. Like I said, a lot of times people come to me that, can you help me in my relationship? But I know my husband cannot change. I know my mother-in-law cannot change. So if they can't change, don't waste your time and energy here. Why are you here? Change yourself. just change yourself and work on your relationship with yourself. The outside relationship will also change. But if you've already affirmed in your mind that I cannot do, then life will only show you cannot do, cannot do, cannot do, cannot do. And
Mm.
this logging in, and you have to understand that, okay, it's overwhelming. Accept it, it's overwhelming. Obviously, it's overwhelming to shift a house at any point. And yes, you have a small child who you need to look after. So just ask for support and help around, or do as much as you can. But now change this task to joyously move into your new space.
Yeah.
And don't set targets. Okay, I may not be able to complete as much as I thought. Maybe I need a day extra. Ask for that, or see if you can do something around it, but do it joyfully. Be honest in what you're doing. Enjoy every step, even if it is just lying down in bed that, okay, I can't do it. Okay, now let me just enjoy. Let me just watch a movie, or let me just do what I need to. But don't, be here as well as struggling to be there. That's the
Mm.
whole thing that we get kind of shaken with, and we don't know how to take the next step ahead. Because it's like, yesterday they were saying something that if you put your feet in two boats, you're going to drown.
Mm.
Yeah? So
Yeah.
jump into this one or jump into that one. Okay, I'm not doing it today. Let me just uh, get into my quilt and enjoy the sun. That's all. That's also fine. But okay, I have deadlines to meet. I need to get up. So breathe. And like, see, this is the situation. Like Srishti said in a different way, if that situation can just become that, oh my God, I have no help. I have a small child. What am I going to do? I have to move a house, blah, blah, blah. And the whole life story will get attached to it from that victimized mode. Catch yourself there. Stop. I have to, it is important that I change this house now at this moment. I have my deadlines to meet. So, okay, let me breathe, let me get up, let me do it joyfully, let me put on some music, let me, go about it and, maybe reach out to a friend, maybe reach out to somebody that, can you come with me? Can you spare 2 hours and, just help me pack or whatever? And you will get support. You will get support. Just go about it joyfully. Lighten it up in your heart. Nothing is so heavy to carry. Nothing is so heavy to carry. It isn't, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. You'd
Yeah.
rather pay a
No, what
month
I
for
realize is
rent
that
yeah.
the internal chatter takes over. I mean,
We allow
even
it to
after
take
practicing.
over. We
Huh?
allow it to take over because we believe in that. If we don't believe in that, how can it take over? We are believing in it, only then it's taking over. Na? If you just say, okay, it's just like, it's just like one dog barking on the street. Yeah. It's not coming and attacking me. The moment you say that, it just the dog bark doesn't bother you. But if you're saying, "Oh my God, I can't do anything because this dog is going to attack me, he's barking," blah, blah, you are believing in that and that thought, and it is taking over. You're giving it the power to come into your house and take over. But if you just shut your door to that and say, "Okay, keep blabbering, yeah, I'm not bothered," it will go away. Like Muji Baba says, even the best salesman cannot sell you until you believe in that.
True. Mm.
Yeah, so
So
yeah,
no,
the mind chatter does come in, but it's your thing to now laugh at that. You know that very well.
yeah, that's what, because I then start judging myself and अरे इतना सब करने के बाद भी I can't I get overwhelmed.
Again, the mind,
Why
that's
am
the
I not
super
aware of
mind
it?
now. That's the super mind now saying, huh, you've done a retreat, you've done so many sessions, following this, how can you get caught in this? But that's not true at all. That's again the mind. Now you've thoda sa darwaza khol diya, wo dusra bhi aa jayega andar. All the, other parts will also come in to attack you from all ends. So yeah, just watch the drama, but you come to the stillness within, like the sun. The best thing that I like about the sun is that it's just still, it's just there. And it's
Mm.
shining wherever without any conditions that, okay, I'm not going to shine in this part and I'm going to shine in this part. No, if it's out there, it's out there. Yeah, sometimes those clouds come in, but the sun is still there. So just know it's a cloudy day, but the stillness or that, that strength within you has not gone anywhere. It cannot go anywhere.
Yeah, thank you.
Scientifically also, it cannot go. Thank you and all the best. And if you need any support, know that I'm right here.
Thank you so much.
I can send you a nice lunch.
No,
Thank
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Neha?
Hi, Sujata. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I wanted to share, I'm listening to you guys talk, and I wanted to share this thing. So last week, I met a friend of mine. She's come down from the States, and I met her after a lot of years, like a lot of years. And I noticed that, she's usually the one. So when we were at that phase when we were together, I was the calmer one. Of course, everybody thought I was the calmer one because that's the mask that I had perfected. So outside, super people say, "Oh my God, she's so grounded, she's so sorted," and inside, no one knows I'm running around like a headless chicken, you know.
Yeah.
On the other hand, she was someone who was openly very overwhelmed. So this time when I met her, and there was a lot going on in her life, she's juggling a lot of things. But I was so taken, with how she carried herself and how calm she was, and just like how we're talking today, I commented on that. I said, "Boss, this is really good." And as Khyati was talking, this is something that I really thought I should share here. She removed from her branded expensive bag, she removed a timer, those mechanical timers that are there. So she was like, I've attended so many retreats, I've gone to whether it's Deepak Chopra's workshop, this, that. And she's like, I've now kind of, all these things that I learned, I've made my own toolkit. And apparently what she says is, one is, as you also said, breath work. And, we believe in it. And she says there are times when even when we don't want to believe, matlab, hey, okay, now what do we do? Now we can't get rid of So she showed me this. So she sets a timer for herself. Like she's like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. And why is this happening to me? Instantly she'll set a timer. And she said she gives herself 10 minutes only to feel shitty, to crib. She said, Jo karna na 10 minutes. The moment that alarm rings, she said, it's like this mental jolt to my brain. That boss, time ho gaya. Okay, we felt bad for ourselves. Now come on, let's get out. Let's do this. And I laughed with her, but I came home and I tried it. And my daughter, so we use a visual timer for my daughter for her studies. And 2 days ago, it was on a Thursday or so, I used it myself because something had happened and I went down my usual dwindling path, like, oh my, why me, and this and that. And I tried it. And, I kept myself, of course, 10 minutes I felt was too less for me. I needed to crib and, pity myself a little more. So I kept 20 minutes for myself. But it worked, that tring sound that came was like a visual reminder, ki ab ho gaya, chalo, now what are we going to do about it? So that combined with a lot of, the breath work that we learned when we were doing the 7 weeks,
Yeah.
that really, really helped. And that it was, I could literally, not pinpoint it, but I could feel that shift from, that overwhelm and, oh my God, why me, to, acha, okay, this needs to be done. Let's jot down 4 steps to do and let's kind of tick that off. By the end of the day, I could not believe that I had started my day with so much of angst and overwhelm and self-pity, but I got it done and I slept easy. So I really wanted to share this, that, your thing and that timer thing really worked, giving myself the time to also like, acha, theek hai. For
And I
me,
also tell people a lot of times that, don't wait for that time of crisis. And see, again, whether it's a friend showing you that or whether it's a movie showing you that, the thing is that you are choosing to either suffer or be peaceful, isn't it? You are choosing that. That choice is yours. Now, at
yes,
that time, now you are putting a reminder 2, 3 days later, maybe that'll also fizzle away. We learned so much in the 7 week program, and you can go back to that anytime. But what happens is that we have to remember at that time of so called crisis that we have these tools with us. You've learned so many things, whether it's even, I mean, respecting all teachers, it's a meditation or a, like a retreat with any teacher or these online programs and sessions, or nowadays so much is available on the net, so much is available on YouTube. But I also tell most of you, and you've heard these on these talks also, that just put that reminder to take 3 breaths of awareness.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
something that I have been doing for years after listening and following a lot to Eckhart Tolle. Just 3 breaths of awareness to come into the present. All this that we are kind of cribbing and complaining about is either of the past or something that may never happen in the future. Is
Yeah,
the moment
absolutely.
you come into the present, the moment you come into the present, everything else kind of just falls off.
True. That
Everything
is
just
very
falls off, right? So all you need to understand is that all this cribbing and complaining is a normal, it is normal that it comes up because that's how we are conditioned to be, isn't it? But the moment
correct.
we understand that, okay, complain, now throw it out, it's like vomit, 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 do whatever you need to, and then you feel, oh, I've really released it. But then we again accumulate, just a small interaction with the house help, and again you'll go into that thing of feeling down, and somebody will say something which will pull you down, or something will not work out in the way that you had anticipated. Again, you'll go into that. No, bigger thing than that now is that acceptance. But yes, till we reach that stage, these small, small reminders are very good. They are very good. Like even when people talk about Vipassana, it's a wonderful way to, come into the present moment. But I still say that again, there's a lot of doing in it. So the more we fall into a place of just being, that, okay, this is what it is. Now what? Now the choice is there. I'm here. I wanted to go there, but now that road is closed. Now what can I do? Either I keep standing here waiting for that door to open, or I change my course and trust life that I'll find my way, maybe even in a better way if I choose whichever road is being shown to me. But
Basically,
you
the
have to
trust
be
is
in that center. You have to be in that center, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. So as in any, no matter what happens, just trust basically. Just trust that it's going to get okay.
Yeah, trust
Whatever.
life. And like sometimes people say, oh God, what lesson do I have to learn from this? God is making me learn so many lessons. I believe there are no so many lessons. Now, how many lessons will we keep learning? This
Yes.
also finish off, okay, now I learned this lesson from this situation. I learned this lesson. No, there is only one lesson to learn. Just everything is happening in perfect divine order. That is the only line and the only lesson to learn. That
Oh
nothing
yeah.
is against you. Life is always, always supporting you.
We will definitely remember this. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's what will take you ahead. Thank you. So as Neha had mentioned, and as I had written in this week's chat, that I'm going to talk a little bit about this 7-week program that some of you here have also done. And I would, before we end, I will even ask some of them to share, whoever wishes to share about how that program has helped them. So this is basically a program to empower you. It's really a program to connect you to that strength that you hold within you, the suns, all those thousands of energy of those thousand suns within you. Because me as a teacher or a mentor, my main learning and understanding is that we don't have to become dependent on anybody. You have to stand up on your own feet and you have to really understand that you can support yourself, you can love yourself, you can do everything once you have that full trust in yourself and the universe, nobody else. Other people come and go. Yes, you have a nice time, you have a bad time, you enjoy certain relationships, you fall out of certain relationships, you enjoy certain jobs, you fall out of them, you enjoy a particular aspect or a particular time in your life, and then something happens. That is going to go on happening because everything outside is phenomenal and it is going to change. And you cannot be going round and round thinking that you're going to be there because that is going to go up and down, and you'll also go up and down with that. You have to be that stillness, that stable energy in the midst of all this turmoil. So when I start this program, actually I lure you in with a lot of things which kind of it's like the bait that you put. Okay, now write your intents, what you want to create for yourself. But through the program, I'm actually bringing you to connecting to your own creative power. And the program is called Rebirthing into a New Consciousness. So it's like you're taking birth into a whole new level of consciousness, which now exists, and you can live and operate from that level very, very easily. And it's not something that you need to keep doing again and again. Whatever we do, the simple modalities that I teach you in this program, you have them with you for life. So first, when we go into this program, we write a list of our intents for ourselves, for our loved ones, for the universe in general. That's how we start. And 7 weeks down, we see how important are those intents which are actually making me suffer. Oh, this is not happening. I want to create this. This is not happening. You really come to a point where you say, is it really so important? Is it really so important? And a lot of times those intents get manifested also, but no promises, like I always say. But there's so much growth in terms of your life journey to a point where you are really able to understand, your mind is able to understand the resistance that comes from within you. Because in this program, we are only working on ourselves. So supposing I write an intent, say, of okay, I want to lose so much weight. No, I think that's a very touchy topic. I shouldn't talk about that. Maybe I attract a particular job, or I want a job or a relationship, and I really want that to manifest in my life, or um, and I write that as one of my intents. And then as we go along, we clear. Firstly, in the first session, I do an SRT clearing, a spiritual response therapy clearing around these intents in the group, and you can do it in the group as well as individually. So we clear whatever, and we give ourselves permission to allow that to come into our lives. So the first affirmation that we go in with into this program is that I give myself permission and authority to allow this, all these things to be manifested in my life, because I know subconsciously somewhere my mind is only limiting those. So firstly, to accept that is very important. Then we go into week 2, where we try to identify what are our resistances. And nobody outside is going to identify those resistances. You will get a questionnaire and you will answer those few questions, understanding what is resistance, understanding what is growth. So resistance versus growth. We work on these two topics. We understand what is the internal aspects and how our ego makes us resist, and then answering that questionnaire and doing some EFT, that is a tapping technique which you will be taught, we clear those resistances from our subconscious. We go into week 3, as we say, it's ethically week 4, but because the starting week is called week 0, so that's week 3, where we go into deeper resistances through which we are actually trying to, bridge the gap between the heart and the mind. Because where is the conflict in anything that we are feeling kind of lost with in life? The heart is saying something, the mind is saying something, isn't it? So through this meditation, going deeper into understanding resistances, we do a beautiful meditation to bridge the gap between the heart and the mind. We in fact understand what is the heart, what is the mind when we speak about these terms. So we work on that meditation, and whatever we are doing, like that meditation, the recording will be sent to you. Before the session, you'll be given the questionnaire or the prep to work of what we are going to be talking about in that session. In week 4 or week 5, as we say, we go into tapping out body memories and memory impingements through all the body organ systems. So we have like 40 minutes of just EFT tapping, releasing body memories, memory impingements, because a lot of times we feel that I don't know why this is happening. I mean, I don't remember anything like this that could have ever made me not create what I wish to create. So there could be some resistances in your body which are stored in our various body organs. So we tap those out, going organ system by organ system. Again, your center recording of that. In week 5, we work on to reclaiming our creative power. Reclaiming our creative power, in which we understand how our words, our thoughts, what we are thinking, how we are reacting, how we are responding, how we are speaking, how that can really block us from achieving what we are wanting to achieve. So in a way, we are clearing that and we are reclaiming our creative power, and we work on self-forgiveness. We work on, with the Ho'oponopono prayer, we ask to release anything that is that could be kind of blocking. And in fact, we do the Ho'oponopono prayer with a lot of tapping in that session. In week 5, we learn week 6, we learn another modality called TAT, Tapas acupressure technique, in which we work on whatever remains. So we look back at the intents that we had written in week 0, and then we look into this after 6 weeks in the 7th week as to what remains. Have a conversation with that part of you that does not want to move forward. So a lot of things we speak about, we speak for about 20-25 minutes, where I explain the logical part of it, satisfying your mind, and then we do the meditation or the tapping or the acupressure technique to release whatever remains in the 7th week. Now, what happens in those 7 weeks, or what happens after those 7 weeks, like I said, I don't promise. But I know that a lot of times, even later in life, if you feel that you're stuck in some area of your life, you can immediately go back and access that part of you, which is there, which is kind of feeling stuck. You can pick up that sheet to answer those resistances. You can, look at things and then sort of break through those resistances on your own, knowing that you have that ability. You don't need to speak to 10 people about something that you're going through. Answer those questions as you have been taught and pick up those resistances and tap it out. You have that 10-minute recording with you, just tap it out. You have that meditation, tap it out. You're feeling something in your body always is telling you something. When you're going through something emotionally also, you may be feeling a sensation or a pain in a particular part of your body. Tap that out, or connect to that part of your body where you can, whatever it's trying to tell you, you're just releasing it. So work on those things and um, move ahead, knowing that you have the ability to deal with whatever it is that is being kind of offered at this time. Yeah. Any questions?
Sujata ji, when are we going to start this, and will it be on a weekend or a weekday?
So I'm still working out. We're going to be starting it at the end of February because now I'm traveling for the next 10 days. I'll be back by 23rd, 24th. So we'll be starting there. In the time, we'll build up the group. And you can give your preference that you would like it to be a weekday or a weekend. I'm open to both.
Sure. Thank you.
Just let Srishti Tanvi know, and we'll work around it, because I know like some people who've done this program would like to revisit it. So we can just form a small group. It's a very, very small group, though I even do it personally with people who are not open to doing it in the group. But I always say that it's good to be in the group energy. Because some people, yeah.
Sujata, I have one question. I have done this program with you, but somehow I have lost all the recordings and everything. So is it possible that can I get those
Yes.
recordings back?
I'll tell Srishti to send you those. And
Uh,
I will also encourage you that once we announce the program, just join in anyone. You don't even have to come through the 6 weeks. Just whichever you resonate, whenever you can, just join in, and do that.
okay, okay,
Right?
okay, okay.
But it's okay to do the whole program all over again, right? I've done
Absolutely.
it once. I would like to do it again.
Absolutely, it's okay, because every time I know people who've done it again and then they've benefited so much in a different way. So it's absolutely okay that
Sure.
you need to, because you're not starting from that point now. You've definitely grown and now you're open to more ahead, and I just feel it's a discipline. It's a discipline that, okay, now once a week I'm committed, because when I do personal sessions, I don't tell people sign up for 10 sessions or sign up for 20 sessions. This just brings you into a session which is committed. You are there, you attended, or you get the recording of it just in case you can't. And then you're following it to, take it ahead in your life. You're following it in such a way to take it ahead in your life to grow further. And you have like, okay, now Manisha, kind of lost her recordings. We'll send them again. It's just for your growth. It's just for you to expand and understand, because every stage there'll be different issues that come in, but they're all coming in from the space of not being grounded or not feeling centered or feeling that, okay, I don't know why life is doing this to me. So know that you have all the solutions. And I am giving you these tools to empower yourself because you have it with you. Like Neha said, that toolkit is always with you. It's wonderful to do it again, because sometimes, like how you revisit a book or you revisit a program, you get so much more, even if the format is same. I come in with a new energy in every program. So that energy of the facilitator is very important, isn't it? And it opens up so much. And once you're disciplined, you're committed, okay, I have to do this for 1.5, 2 months that we are doing. And again, I know like sometimes people say that, okay, there's some festival or most of us can't attend. Doesn't matter, we'll do it in the next week. It's not that it has to finish in this way. I'm very flexible in that way. So don't think that way at all. But know that this can really help to empower you in many ways. Many ways. Don't hesitate. I mean, without judging, like, a lot of times I have some students who say, ma'am, we're not so fluent in English, we can't speak. Don't have to speak. You have to just understand, and you will understand. And anytime you feel you've not understood, I will try my best to explain it to you in my way, maybe even in Hindi or in whichever way. I don't judge you at all. So don't think this way that, yeah, some people are very fluent in English and they can speak very, all these things we have to put behind. Just put those behind. Don't judge yourself. Your presence, just follow it even blindly. If you listen to those meditations, it is going to do something, because bigger thing is that when I take that commitment for you, I kind of am clearing and connecting to your energy through the time that we have committed for those 6, 7 weeks. So I have to bring my presence with all your energies into that program. So there's a lot of work that is happening in the background. The group energy actually amplifies. It's not just my intent to work on a particular thing. There are 10 other people who are also working on that same thing, not for themselves, but for me. Because when we are meditating, we are bringing in that whole pool of intents or requests that we have. Anyone, one of you who's attended, Bambi's attended, I think Manisha's attended.
So, may I share something, please,
Yes,
on the program?
absolutely. Yeah,
Uh,
Jyoti attended. Yeah.
the program, of course, is just so profound, because the one thing that I was able to identify as a pattern in me was also related to this talk today, is that sense of belonging. And that sense of belonging has so many layers underneath. It comes from maybe I speak for myself, a sense of abandonment. And then if I'm not always present in my friend's life, or, somebody calls, I should always be there. And I never realized that my whole life, actually, I was spending it's like an imprint or a programming that takes place maybe from some situation. Internally, I admit that it created so much of an exhaustion, but that exhaustion also became a programming that no, I have the strength to be that exhausted. So that is who I am. Until I did this program with you, and you said something which I still immediately, it just stays with me like a song in my heart, is I belong to me. And when I learned that through this program, just simply saying I belong to me first was such a new thing. It was almost like, what, really? But over a period of time, and even till now, it has created so much of a inner space of self-love. So today, after I did the program, I noticed that if I'm not present for a friend, or if a friend is called and I must be there, it's okay. It's okay. Everything is fine. Everything will be okay. So moving on in that space has been so liberating and beautiful. So, and I'm sure once one does it more and more, you keep digging and finding new things. But for me, this was really beautiful, as just to remember, not even, it's not a learning, it's just we forget. So I belong to me first. So thank you so much for reminding me that.
Thank you. So wonderful.
Sujata, I would
Thank
also
you.
like to share.
Anisha, please, you have
Yes.
such, I love your sharing, and I'm so sharing.
No,
Yeah.
no. See, after attending this program, I came to know something, resistance in my body, resistance in me. That was the first time, I came to know of this concept. एंड आपने एक बार बोला था कि जब बॉडी में रेजिस्टेंस होती है तो बॉडी के किसी भी पार्ट से पता चल जाता है. एंड आई बिकेम अवेयर कि जब मैं कहीं पे भी बैठती हूँ, माय लेग इज ऑलवेज वेरी टाइट एंड शोल्डर्स भी बहुत टाइट करके. So after this program, I realized that, this is happening because somewhere there is a resistance in me, and that resistance may be because of any person, or maybe it is maybe because of any situation, whatever it is. Now, after attending this, I have consciously become aware of this. एंड कभी अभी भी होता है कि कई बार आई एम सिटिंग एंड कुछ चल रहा होता है एंड मेरी लेग जो है बहुत टाइट हो जाती है. then consciously I say release the resistance, and after 5 minutes it's okay. I have started accepting the situation without any resistance. So I think that was the wonderful thing that has happened to me, and thank you very much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. And we have to understand that how we internally, if there's anything that, just imagine that there's a loud noise outside, or you see an accident or something that is kind of not comfortable, your body immediately tightens up, isn't it? Your breath, immediately the way you're breathing changes. Even if you hear a news about somebody or you see something on the TV, it just brings about a change in your way of breathing, in the way your body tightens up, because we always have to go into a space of what we call as that fight, flight, freeze reaction to survive. That's how we've grown. That's how humankind has grown. So we always fear the worst, that, okay, now something bad happened to you. But that's really not true. That's really not true. So when we have to understand that that resistance keeps building inside us, and instantly we become into a space of fear, and that kind of constricts our muscles, constricts our blood vessels, constricts our body, because that's the normal way the body responds. But the moment you relax and understand it's okay, it's just a passing moment, it's not something that is going to like overpower you. Your breath has bigger power. Just come back to your breath. You'll see that you'll be able to come into that sense of kind of stillness, isn't it? The moment you come into that, then you can deal with whatever you need to and go ahead. So as time passes on, and there's something which is, I mean, all of you must be feeling, you have that sensitive part in your body, like for me, it's my shoulders. I always quote that. The moment something happens which is kind of stressful, my shoulder will start to palpitate or my shoulder will start to pain. And so every one of us has some part of our body that goes into, resistance to protect ourselves. Our body is actually trying to protect ourselves by going into that fear, so that we come into guard and we do something to bring ourselves into a comfortable situation. But now when we do these kind of programs, we say, okay, something has come up, your body is reacting in a particular way. Just breathe into it. Let's face it. Let's face the so-called issue, because that's the best way to deal with it. Otherwise, it'll keep coming, not just in this lifetime, but through lifetimes. It'll keep coming through lifetimes. So you don't have to be caught up with those things. You can now break through those things and move ahead. And we'll keep thinking that, oh, I broke this pattern, but again, it has come, I broke this. Yeah, so now you have the power to completely break through it and understand that I'm not going to attract it. And I can't understand, why am I attracting this? Somebody who's going through a terminal illness and you tell them that you've attracted this illness. I mean, they'll think we are mad. Why would I want to attract this illness? But something in your body, maybe not from this lifetime, maybe from the past, is making you attract that particular thing. And that is why your body, your body is now allowing those physical symptoms to come out. You are not attracting it consciously. So that's why we are asking, let's work with our subconscious. Let's understand what is this internal resistance. Let's try to clear it in every which way, by conscious work, by subconscious work, by awareness. We are talking, we are tapping, we are even understanding. So all aspects of our brain in a way get addressed. And wherever those memories are kind of lodged in our body, we see that resistance. And you will also notice next time you're feeling something, see there's a part of your body. And like you say, you go into that part where your legs are shivering or your body, that's just a body memory. But you can also take it as just, okay, yeah, my knees are shivering, or my calf muscles are cramped. So just breathe into them and first release that physical thing, because now your mind has linked the two so deeply through lifetimes, that the moment there's a tightening of a particular part of your body or there's a stress, that part of your body will go into resistance. Resistance is only protection that the ego is doing. So we have to understand that, no, we have a power above this egoic part, which is trying to go into the three-dimensional aspect of creating the fear so that we can combat the fear. Now in this program, we move from the 3D to the 5D. And we actually live with love. We live with that belonging. We live with that energy of understanding that everything can be dealt with, but from a higher realm. Those eras of, okay, I have to work hard. Now I tell people, drop that. Just switch to a thing that, okay, if I have to be prosperous, I'm going to be prosperous without slogging like a donkey. The moment you affirm that, it's a very deep belief, especially people who struggle financially. Oh, I have to be working. I have to be working. And I'm a living example, because I have broken through that. I used to feel I have to be working, only then I can be successful, only then I can accomplish, only then I can earn. But no, you have to break those beliefs, and then you will see how you enjoy doing whatever you're doing to the level that you can do. You don't have to keep slogging. But if you have that belief, oh, I have to work, I have to be, it's very hard to earn money, I have to struggle, I have to put in n number of hours, then that is what you will attract. So once you are able to break through that belief, and even if it feels fake, if you keep saying that, yeah, money falls into my lap with so much of ease and comfort, you'll see that is what will start to manifest and become true for you. So yeah, if any of you are interested and this program calls you, you can reach out to any of us, Srishti, Tanvi, me, and we'll kind of get the group together. We'll start end of February and we'll take it on. And if you miss a session, if you're not there, even for the payment and all, I always say that just feel free to ask. You can pay in installments, you can pay through the year, it doesn't matter. This is my work, so yes, I put a charge to it, but don't think that, oh, I can't afford it. That's not how I work ever. And that has been taught to me by my teacher. So it's not that. Whatever you put in the box, it's fine. Whether it's 5 rupees or 50 or 500 or 5,000, it doesn't matter. We always balance. There'll never be a compromise on the work. So just feel free to ask anything, if you have any questions, anything, just put yourself out and just feel free to, go into signing up for this program. And whoever signs up, then we'll have a little introductory class for those people where I'll take you into a meditation to form a basis for that program. And every week we will be going into that, starting with that energy field that we are creating for ourselves, knowing that in that energy field, whatever we wish to create already exists. And that does not mean that you cannot write. You can write endless intents. You just don't have to be in the spiritual world that, oh, I'm writing just this. No, even mundane things that you need help, you need money, you need a better relationship. You can write anything and you don't have to discuss it with anybody. We respect your privacy. Yeah, so think about it. Think about reconnecting to your inner power. That power will not go about not go away anywhere, but let's use it in this lifetime. Let's connect to it and make this lifetime the best lifetime. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for sharing your lovely thoughts, fears, anxieties, whatever it is. Love you all. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Sujata.
so much,
Thank you,
Sujata.
Sujata. Thank you.